Hi, this is Rick for EDU Mobile Academy. I'm very excited to talk about our new course on C programming. This is an introductory course to C programming. The C programming language has been around for over 40 years, and there's a reason for that. It is a structured programming language that many existing programming languages are based on in one or more ways. So what are we going to learn? The course is divided into 5 units. In the first unit, we're going to install the GNU C compiler and also a program called Brackets that I'm going to use. You don't have to use Brackets, but any text editor will work just fine. C program source files are just text files. We'll talk about the basic syntax of C as we develop a simple Hello World program. And then we'll talk about the primitive types in the language. Things like chars and ints and shorts and longs and floats and doubles and so forth. And we'll also talk about using what's called the size of operator to determine the size of the memory that we've allocated using those types. We'll wind up the first unit talking about the arithmetic operators in the C programming languages, the operator that allows us to do arithmetic. In the next unit, we'll begin with a discussion of conditional expressions, greater than, less than, equal to, and then talk about Boolean operators, and, or, and not. Then we'll go into decision making, which relies on those conditional expressions, if else, else if, and we'll have a demo on all of that. The next thing we'll do is talk about arrays, which are collections of data all having the same type that we can access using an index into the array. And then finally in Unit 2, we'll introduce one of the most important parts of the C language, and that is pointers. Unit 3 begins with a discussion of loops, the various kinds of loops in C. We'll talk about functions. We will talk about the difference between passing a value to a function and passing a pointer to that value to that function, and I'll give you a link to the GNU C functions, the C compiler functions in the GNU C compiler. Finally, we'll talk about getting input into a program and using a function called scanf to scan for input from the user. Unit 4 begins with the discussion of something called pointer arithmetic, which is a way of using pointers to find places in memory that are offset from other places in memory. Finally, in Unit 4, we'll begin wrapping up our discussion of C syntax with the idea of a structure, which is a collection of data given variable names that we can access from the structure using either a pointer notation or a dot notation. We'll talk about the difference between stack memory and heap memory, and we'll show how to dynamically allocate structured data on the heap so that we can build larger data structures in Unit 5. Unit 5 talks about making a stack and then making a structure called a linked list, which links various structures on the heap using pointers. So by introducing these ideas in this way, I'm giving you an introduction to the C programming language that will help you understand everything there is in the C language and allow you to continue your studies of C and really any modern programming language based on the ideas that you learn in this course. Thank you very much.